it's time to review the big one. Hello everybody, SERIF Balisong here. A little bit more personal in this review because it's just such an sought after knife. I thought I'd meet you face to face for this review. And if y'all like this, maybe I'll continue being more face to face rather than first person, you know? Gotta look pretty for the camera. So when I was at Bladeshow East 2022, I picked up a little something here. Something a lot of people are interested in. It's called the MachineWise Serif. And you'll see there are a little hole in the bottom. Pop your finger through it. Easy access. You know what I mean. And there she is. The MachineWise Serif. MachineWise Serif. In all of its glory. Bought this from Mr. MachineWise himself. Fun little story. Went to Bladeshow. Went to Lucas's Squid Industries table first. Picked up a Tsunami. I flipped it a little bit. I said, that's alright. That's good. Picked this up. Flipped it for 5 seconds, and I immediately picked one up. Immediately picked this up. This flips better than the Tsunami. I don't have a Tsunami because I didn't want to buy one because this was nicer. That's all I'm gonna say. So this knife is grade 5 titanium, right? It is S35 VN, machined with some very interesting little handle textures in it, and it is a beast of a knife. So I did the measuring earlier. The handles themselves are 10 and 5/8 long. I did some measuring earlier. The handles themselves are 5 and 5/8 inches long, which is very long. It's good for someone with big hands, right? The entire knife itself is 10.5 inches long. The weight is 3.90 ounces according to my scale. I thought that would be too light considering one of my favorite knives of all time is the Replicant, a heavier knife at about 4.7 ounces. This is almost an ounce lighter. When I heard that, I assumed this would be a knife that would not be for me, right? Like, that's not my kind of thing if something's that light. No, this flips insanely well at flipping, and it just, being lighter, it just wants to be manipulated. So I guess I never understood that until I flipped this thing. This is a knife. This is a knife. What more do I have to say about it? Pros, it flips like a masterpiece. Let's just do a little bit of a combo. Like, it just keeps on going no matter what you do to it. It goes exactly where you want it to go. I can do my down to up vert, and then a reverse. Let's do a reverse 0G Chaplain like that. Let's try my new trick. Shortstop. I did it, kinda. Choker fans, like it was built to choker fan. Let's try this new trick I also learned. And hand fan. Not that well. I learned how to hand fan thanks to Arthur Goins. And I also learned how to shortstop thanks to Arthur Goins. Thank you, Arthur Goins. So this thing flips like $1,000,000 goddamn bucks. Another pro, highest of the highest caliber of material here with your grade 5 and your S35 VN. Another positive, listen to the Chandwich. So being a Chandwich, this is a sandwich balisong, right? Two pieces that come together and you screw them together, but they meet in the middle like a channel. hence the name Chandwich. So you got yourself a nice little Chandwich Balisong, and it gives it a very interesting sound that I personally absolutely adore. Let's give some noise tests. It's thunky. It's chunky and thunky. I don't know how else to explain it. Cons? The price. But whatever you're willing to pay is what you're willing to pay. Don't pay more than you can afford. That's all I can say. But no, there really are no cons to this. It's a bit pricey, but with this level of expertise, you are paying, you are investing. So let's get straight into the scores. Ergonomics. I want you to guess what it's going to be. Yeah, it's a 10. Jimping. This gorgeous machining pattern. It is so grippy, but it's not too grippy. You can still get out your infinity ladders. You get this little bit of slip in there that you need in order to do an infinity ladder, right? But a very ingenious thing was to add a cross pattern here rather than just the V, because then this is more grippy at the tips, allowing you to do things like choker fans where you have to hold on to the ends to get extra grip. Ergonomics, easy 10. Flippibility, 10. 2 10s in a row so far. Absolutely just does whatever the hell you ask it to do, and it'll always land. Not always, that's a lie, but it's amazing. And then spin, closing parabolic, easy. Every freaking time. Yeah, there we go. 10 out of 10 flippability. The looks, this is where I'm the most distraught, because looking at the machining pattern, it looks like something you'd see in a Michelangelo sculpture. There's so much attention to detail, all these V's, this little diamond pattern down here. It's all such a beautiful accented piece. It's so gorgeous. But the blade doesn't do anything for me. It's a blade. It's just a little boring. The blade is boring. The beautiful, beautiful handles definitely prop up the looks of this knife. If this knife had an more interesting blade shape to me, this is subjective. If it had something like a Tonto on it, if it had something like a crazy kukri, or something like that, a Matt Cook clone blade shape, I would give this a 10, but because of the boring blade, but absolutely drop dead gorgeous handles, it gets a 7 out of 10 for looks. Materials and finish, it's a fucking 10. We got ourselves 3 10s and a 7, making this a 37 out of 40. The MachineWise Serif. What a knife. It's quite a knife, you know what I'm saying? The Serif is just, it knows what it's doing, it does what it needs to do, it sticks to your hand no matter what you ask it to do. And it always sounds gorgeous when it closes. So I hope you enjoyed the review. I think this is a keeper, unless I find myself in some very bad financial times. I think I'm gonna keep this knife for as long as I can. So I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.